Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about Carvana yet again. Now, this is going to be a quick update video because, well, it looks like we are really nearing the end for Carvana. But before we get into this video, as always, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. And then if you want to see more content just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post videos every single day. Let's get into it. So as of me filming this video, Carvana's stock is down by over 42% in just one day. And if we look at the last 5 days, it's down by over 50%. And then if we look year to date, it's down by over 98%. I mean, the S&P 500 is down by like 17 something percent. Sorry if I'm off on that figure a little bit, but like Carvana is down way more than the rest of the stock market, even though this is a pretty crappy year for the stock market. And it's because everyone has lost faith in the company. They went from being like an actual like company that was worth something last year to now they're basically a penny stock. Like nobody wants to invest in them, and it's for good reason, right? Carvana is consistently losing money yet again. They only had one profitable quarter last year, and now they're back to having unprofitable quarters every single quarter. And so their company just doesn't make sense anymore. And so don't be shocked if you see within the next few days or even within the next week or so, Carvana has filed for bankruptcy, because they're gonna have to do it. They don't have any money anymore. Like, the game is over. Carvana from conception was just a stock pump and dump, and that's exactly what the founders did, right? They hyped up the company, they got the stock price super high, then they sold out, got rich, and now they're just letting the company die because they don't need it anymore. And I'm sure that we'll see another Carvana type company in the future where these people will try to make money the same way that they did with Carvana, not by selling cars, but by hyping up a tech car company and then making tons of money off of these stocks. So with everything that's happening, I would avoid Carvana like your life depends on it. I am serious. Like, I would not buy a car from them at this point. Like, it just doesn't make any sort of logical sense with everything that's happening. Again, if you don't already know, Carvana has had a ton of issues with titles, right? They are struggling to get titles from people. And so what that means is they're basically buying cars, they're not getting the title, and then they're reselling those cars without a title. And so like they actually don't have a right to resell those cars because they never owned them in the first place. This is why they've lost their dealer's license in so many states, and this is why a lot of people are frankly suing them. And so like I just really don't see it as like a safe bet to go and buy a car from a company that is worth nothing at this point, and on top of that is losing a ton of money, and they can't even get titles for cars. Like, if you go and buy a car from Carvana at this point, like, chances are you're not going to get the title of the car, so you actually didn't buy the car, and then that money that you spent on that car that you actually don't own, Carvana is just going to lose it anyways because that's what they're great at doing. And so it's probably going to be like an FTX 2.0 where Carvana is going to go under, and then there's going to be people that purchased cars from them right before they went under, and they're not going to get titles to those cars, and then they're pretty much just going to be out of luck, just like the people that invested with FTX. They're going to be out. They're just the money's just gone basically. So seriously, avoid it. And I mean, it also shows with the offers that Carvana is making on cars, because Carvana right now is offering so much less compared to every other online retailer or traditional dealers when it comes to just, you know, basic pricing. And it's crazy. Like, I saw an offer someone sent to me, Carvana versus just any other online retailer, and like Carvana was literally like $7,000 less compared to the other online retailers, and this was on a pretty inexpensive car. It was like a sub $20,000 car. And so it just shows that like Carvana doesn't have the money to pay for cars unless they can, you know, buy it super cheap, where they know they can basically wholesale out of the car and make a little bit of a profit. So I'm gonna say it again, probably avoid them. Well, not probably, avoid them at all costs. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And I guess that's not financial advice. Do whatever you want based on your own educated decision, just so Carvana doesn't sue me before they file for bankruptcy. But yeah, this is pretty much the end. I'll make another update video once they officially file for bankruptcy. But like I said, don't be shocked if you see that in the news headlines within the next few days or within the next week with everything that's happening with this company. And then we are finally going to be able to move forward past the whole, you can wholesale, or not wholesale, but you can basically do direct to consumer sales with used cars. It just doesn't work. CarMax is like the max that you can do. That was funny that I said that, but seriously, like CarMax is not really direct to consumer sales with used cars, but it's kind of like in between because it's not so dealershipy, but it's still kind of a dealership. Like that's the only business model that'll actually function in the used car world that's more like that. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this whole Carvana situation. I'll see ya.